When I started board games, I kind of dove way too deep, way too fast, and I think I left my family up at the surface. I've got my kids to come down a little bit with me into the murkiness of the board game world, but my wife, she stays at the top and she's like, I don't want to learn all these weird rules, worker placement, I don't know what you're talking about. So, I've had to make compromises, and I have found some games that I can get non-gamers to play, and I think these are the games you should bring to your non-gaming friends to bring them slowly into the board game world. And at number 10 is probably the worst example, that's why it's number 10, is Unmatched. Unmatched is mostly a two-player battle game. You can play with up to 4, but it's best at 2. And great miniatures. It's basically you're looking at cards, moving around, and trying to attack people. That alone makes it easy enough. There's a lot of cards in there that have like special rules that might make it a little bit difficult, but after like 1 or 2 games, generally people will like it a lot. My kids like to play it, my wife will play it. So that's why at number 10, Unmatched. I'm in the South now, but I grew up in the Midwest, so I played euchre a ton. And that's why at number 9 is Fox in the Forest. It is a 2-player trick-taking game. If you don't know what trick-taking is, it's basically you're trying to win a set of cards each round. This game has a very simple mechanic. You're trying to get certain cards to be the highest or the lowest. There's wild cards that change throughout the system, but generally, the whole point of this game is to win a certain amount of tricks, which are the cards you win for each time you play. And once you've gone through all the cards in your hand, you see where you will line up in the score. With Fox in the Forest, one person plays a card, the other person then plays their card. When I teach this game, by the second round of 13 cards, people are finally understanding and going, oh, okay, so if I play this now, you win, so I can actually push you further to break, and then I can get all the points. And it's fun seeing people figure out the mechanics and get it before the end of the game, and it's always a fun and close game, first time teaching it. So that's why at number 9, Fox in the Forest. Number 8 is very easy to bring out in front of new people because it is so fun looking. It is Potion Explosion. Potion Explosions, you're trying to make little potions, and you have these marbles in this cute little stand. You pick a marble, they clank together, if they match, you get all those marbles. And then you're just putting them in your little beakers, you're completing beakers, you have to drink them, and once you've completed sets of different kinds of potions, whoever has the most points wins. You don't even have to understand how a lot of the potions work to have fun in this game. You could just pick the marbles, try to get your potions done, finish as many potions as you can, because you're still going to get close in this game without using the special abilities on the potion. The pace of this is really good. It moves quick. You can get it done pretty fast, and before somebody who's learning gets bored, the game is usually done. And that for me is a big thing for teaching new people games. So that's why it's an important thing. At number 8, Potion Explosion. Number 7 is a monstrous game. I'm not bringing it down here. I'm just going to use the video for it because it is Fireball Island. Fireball Island, you're trying to move around the island, getting treasure and different things and avoiding marbles that are going to be fireballs and embers hitting you, or bees or snakes and a ton of other things. Your whole goal is to get as much treasure as you can before the volcano explodes one too many times. Taking pictures is a great fun little game. It does not, for the size of the game, it does not take that long to play. It is a fun time. You can usually play it 2 or 3 times, and by the second time, everybody at the table understands what's going on. That's why Fireball Island is at number 7. Number 6 has become my wife's favorite game, Patchwork. How much does she like it? We have 3 variations of the exact same game. No difference. They're all exactly the same, but we have all 3. Patchwork! With Patchwork, you're moving around the circle, trying to decide which pieces of cloth you want to put into your quilt. Do you have enough buttons for it? Are you going to move too far along the time tracker? It is a fun little puzzly game where it's just nothing but putting pieces of quilt together, and hopefully by the end of the game you have a positive score. I would say that aspect is probably the hardest for people to understand, is that you're probably in the first few games going to have negative scores. A lot of people when they're learning games don't understand, why am I at a negative? Why am I not at 24 or 32? The negative aspect is fine. Usually by the second or third time, people forget it and they're just moving on. And by then, they're normally scoring in the positive. They're getting like 5 or 6 points, and it feels like a great accomplishment. So that is why Patchwork is at number 6. At number 5 is the game that my wife likes to destroy me with the entire time. It is Lanterns. This is a tile laying game with lanterns. you're putting little tiles out on a lake. And when you connect the colors that match, you get a card. And when you get sets of cards or different collections of cards, you get points. And whoever has the most points wins. It is just fun, little, quick, relaxing game where you're sliding little tiles out, matching them up. Then about halfway through the game, you're realizing, oh wait, I am losing to my wife yet again. How am I going to defeat her? I can't. Why am I losing this game so often? What is it? Ah! Okay, I digress. Even though I am horrible at this game, we can teach people this fairly quickly and have them pick it up. We've brought it to family trips. We've taught multiple family members how to play it. When we come back, they still remember the basics of it, and we can get it out on the table pretty quickly and play a game. And so that's why at number 4, Lanterns. Number 4 is a game that I have made multiple videos for. It is Wingspan. Wingspan, all you're doing is watching birds, and you're trying to put birds in different habitats, trying to pay the resources for them, either foods or the eggs, and then you're just trying to get as much as you can, as many birds out there as you can. You're trying to attract birds to your board, and you got to use food to pay for them and eggs. And that's it. That is the base part of the game. Once you tell them that, then you go to the next step of all the powers that the birds have, and then all the points and everything, and you just slowly work them up into this game. And by the end of the game, everybody I have taught really enjoys it. I mean, this is why this game has sold over 1 million copies. People love it. It is easy to get them into it, and it's like the first level of going very complex without going too far complex. I think that's what Stonemaier is really good at, is getting people into different types of games they're normally not going to be into. It is a fun game. It's been on the table. Tons of people love it. Wingspan. You know what's fun? Drawing. You know what's even more fun? Making fun of people that drew something. Because Telestrations is basically that. It is a game of telephone, but with pictures and words. The whole process of this game is you get a word, you write it down, then you draw a picture of it. Pass it off to somebody, they try to guess what that is. Then they put that word down, pass it to somebody else, they draw what that word is. Then the next person has to guess what that is, and it goes round and round until it gets back to you. It is a silly, fun game. The drawings are never gonna matter. You're gonna get a hard clue and you're just like, I have no idea how to do this. And you have to just think a little bit outside the box. Like you can get the word baked beans. How are you gonna draw baked beans and get the next person to figure it out? So you draw something, they're thinking marbles. The next person sees marbles and they try to draw marbles. And then the next person's going, why is there a bag full of peas? It is a fun time. It is quick. You're gonna play for like 10 to 15 minutes. Fun little laughy time. That's why you can get non-gamers to play Telestrations. A lot of people will consider number 2 a kid's game, but au contraire, mon frere. Number 2 is not a kid's game. It is Battle Sheep. You are gonna fight to the death. Well, maybe not the death, but you're gonna control territories. This is a territory control game with sheep. Cute sheep. You're moving around the table. The rules are a page. You're moving your sheep from one end of the board to the next, and back and forth, and you're just trying to trap your opponent into a corner. Everybody can do that. I mean, it's got everything you want. You've got cute sheep. You're moving around a board, and then you're trying to control territory to destroy your friends and family. That is what we do. We want to stomp them into the ground. Is that just my family? Or is that sheep? So Battle Sheep, you could teach this game in 5 to 10 minutes. Everybody will want to play it. It is quick to play. You'll play it again. You can play it again. Play out the boards, different designs every time. That's why number 2, Battle Sheep. Number 1 is an older game. It is a classic. And that's why it's number 1 on this list. It is a classic. It is Ticket to Ride. So many people have started their board game journey with this game. You may be even sitting here thinking, but it takes so long. Why would you have this as your number 1 game to teach newcomers how to play? Because you know what? They have smaller versions now. Show them this. You've got your giant regular Ticket to Ride, which is great. I mean, that's why it's there. You're putting trains out, you're collecting cards, trying to build routes to wherever you're going. And then in the smaller games, it's the same thing, but takes a quarter of the time. All you have to do is say, look where you want to go. See those colors? Get matching cards of those colors. Lay your cars out. Lay your trains out. And connect your routes. That's the entire game. I'm simplifying it obviously because this is a video, but Ticket to Ride, even the small ones, are the best way to get somebody into board gaming that may be a little hesitant. So tell me your favorites on the list. Do those YouTube-y things that we all have to do to get you to like us. If you like me. I keep validation, people. So tell me what you think of my top 10 games of getting newcomers into board games.